Thank you, Mr. President. The Senate notes that 36,000 kilometers federal road network is the largest and most valuable single public infrastructure asset owned by the federal government of Nigeria. The Senate further notes that the deplorable state of federal roads in Nigeria have become a national shame and an unnecessary embarrassment as scores of innocent people are kidnapped by bandits, robbed, mutilated, and killed daily in avoidable accidents on account of the bad roads of the bad federal roads. The Senate is concerned that the Petroleum Tanker Drivers branch of Nupeng Union of Petroleum and Natural Gas Workers have threatened to cripple the Nigerian economy by a nationwide strike if the bad and shameful Nigerian roads are not immediately rehabilitated. Further concerned that in 2019, I made a call through a motion for an increased funding for maintenance and rehabilitation of our federal highways. The Senate is worried that there has not been improved funding for maintenance and rehabilitation of our federal highways despite several calls. The Senate is further worried that federal highways in Nigeria require the sum of about 215 billion naira per annum to revamp just 3,500 kilometers of federal roads for a period of 8 to 10 years for a total rehabilitation to be achieved. Senate is disturbed that from 2016 to 2020, the actual funds released to FERMA by the federal government for road rehabilitation and maintenance was about 17% of the required sum. Senate is further disturbed that the poor funding and neglect of Nigerian roads has led to the abysmal state of our roads. Accordingly, this Senate resolves to 1. Call on the federal government of Nigeria to immediately declare a state of emergency on federal roads and improve its funding. 2. Mandate the Senate to direct the Senate Committee on Appropriations to, as a matter of urgency, allocate the sum of 500 billion to the Federal Roads Maintenance Agency for speedy intervention on our federal highway. Mr. President, I so move.
Mr. President, distinguished colleagues, my name is Senator Uche Lilian Efunifiyom. I come from Anambra State. Mr. President, thank you very much for asking me to second the motion. First of all, let me commend my brother for bringing up this motion at this point in time. This motion is a motion that concerns every one of us. We are 109 senators here representing 109 senatorial districts in Nigeria, where the road under consideration passed through. Mr. President, to say that our road network in Nigeria is a nightmare is an understatement. The roads in Nigeria are in shambles. Mr. President, FERMA remains one of the most important agencies of this government. FERMA remains one of the most important agencies of this government. But FERMA is not being funded to carry out their constitutional obligation. And that constitutional obligation is to maintain constant maintenance of our highways in Nigeria. Mr. President, I come from Southeast, but I also travel to other zones in this country. It's the same everywhere. From the north to south, it's the same. We have to call a spade by ensuring that government lives up to its expectations by funding FERMA. If we fund FERMA, it's not just constructing the roads, but maintenance of the road is more important than even the construction. What Nigerians are yearning for now is even to maintain the existing roads, not even to go into construction of new ones, but maintenance of the existing roads. All the roads are not passable in Nigeria. You can't even go from west to south without being kidnapped because of the bad spots. Kidnappers, bandits, armed robbers have turned the bad spots into catchment areas. That is even why our economy is dying on daily.
You may round up, distinguished, please.
And deal on their business. They can't even move for fear of being kidnapped or being robbed. So this motion has come when it should come. What I'm begging you, Mr. President, you are the president everybody is looking up to because you have the gavel of appropriation.
Distinguished, you may round up, please.
The federal government has to also partner with the
Please round it up, please.
Partner with some state governments, because state governments can come together with adjoining states and agree on the modalities of ensuring that the roads across their states are maintained. Nigerians are dying because of that.
Thank you very much. Distinguished colleagues, please. Prayer 1. Call on the federal government to immediately declare a state of emergency on federal roads and improve its funding. Those in favor of prayer 1 say aye. Those against say nay, the ayes have it. Prayer 2, mandate the Senate to direct the Senate Committee on Appropriation to, as a matter of urgency, allocate the sum of 500 billion to the Federal Roads Maintenance Agency, FERMA, for speedy intervention on our federal highways. Does the committee have money that they can just put 500 billion like that? Distinguished, I don't think the committee has money. I don't think the committee has money. I don't think we should go ahead and say 500 billion just like that, because it's not something that is so available to them. Senator Alero.
Certainly, the committee has no money just to put anywhere like that. You know, we still operate based on the envelope given to the Ministry of Works. And they cannot take money from another project and put it in another project. You could recall also, we passed a resolution here in the Senate that emergency repairs need to be embarked upon because federal roads are in bad shape because of the heavy rainfall we witnessed this year. And equally, our counterpart in the House of Representatives, they passed the same thing. And we are requesting the Ministry of Finance to release additional funding to road maintenance, particularly for emergency works. And just last week, we had oversight in the Ministry of Works, and we stressed that there is need for them to embark on emergency repairs because the roads are really in bad shape. He said they don't have the money. We are in the legislature. We should work out how the money can come out. So I just want to explain that so that my colleagues will understand. Thank you, Mr. President.
Thank you very much, Edison. Because the title of this motion is Nigeria's bad roads and Nupeng's impending nationwide strike. So it's an emergency. So it's not about putting something here, which will be in 2022 if there is something like that. The Federal Ministry of Finance ordinarily should have some funds somewhere, whether in the service-wide votes or wherever it is. They may have something, and this is an emergency. And FERMA particularly is known to be an interventionist outfit. So they should release some money for FERMA, just like suggested by Senator Alero. So can we recount? Okay, Senator Albert Basi Akpan.
President, my distinguished and reserved colleague, Senator Albert Basi Akpan, Mr. President, I rise to amend prayer 2 as follows. That this Senate urges the Federal Minister of Finance to urgently, as a matter of urgent public importance, release adequate funds to the Federal Road Maintenance Agency, FERMA, for speedy and urgent intervention on all federal roads. I so amend.
Suspended. Say aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it. Additional prayers. Senator Ibrahim Hassan Eja.
Gawa Northeast. Mr. President, in view of the fact that the irony of the motion is that what I know is that the condition of these roads was made so by the very activities of these tanker drivers, because of the fact that what we see now is gross overloading of tankers and good carrying trucks on our roads. I happen to have been at the DPR at a point in time where they actually confessed to the fact that they have tried all means necessary to ensure that these tankers load only 33,000 liters. But they have devised means to ensure that they now have what they call super tankers that carry up to 60,000 liters. And once these tankers fly these roads to and fro, you find that the load-bearing capacity of that road was not designed for that, and these roads fail. So I'm bringing a...
So what is the additional prayer?
The additional prayer, Mr. President, is to direct the Federal Ministry of Works and Housing to immediately reintroduce weigh bridges on relevant portions of our federal highways to check overloading of trucks and tankers beyond the engineered load-bearing capacity of our roads.
Thank you. I need a seconder. Distinguished colleagues, those in favor of the additional prayer say aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it. Distinguished colleagues, thank you very much for the various interventions. Leader of the Senate.
Gawa Northeast. Mr. President, in view of the fact that the irony of the motion is that what I know is that the condition of these roads was made so by the very activities of these tanker drivers, because of the fact that what we see now is gross overloading of tankers and good carrying trucks on our roads. I happen to have been at the DPR at a point in time where they actually confessed to the fact that they have tried all means necessary to ensure that these tankers load only 33,000 liters. But they have devised means to ensure that they now have what they call super tankers that carry up to 60,000 liters. And once these tankers fly these roads to and fro, you find that the load-bearing capacity of that road was not designed for that, and these roads fail. So I'm bringing a...
So what is the additional prayer?
The additional prayer, Mr. President, is to direct the Federal Ministry of Works and Housing to immediately reintroduce weigh bridges on relevant portions of our federal highways to check overloading of trucks and tankers beyond the engineered load-bearing capacity of our roads.
Thank you. I need a seconder. Suspended. Say aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it. Additional prayers. Senator Ibrahim Hassan Eja.